Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Gifted Hippos here, back at it again with another amazing Stormbound video. In today's video, I have something very special for y'all because I'm going to be showing off the best budget deck in all of Stormbound right now. This deck uses only commons and rares, and it destroys the top players in the world. If you're wondering, hey Hippos, how does this thing work? Well, I'll show you. It uses Awakening of the Will, which is a common spell that says give strength to your units with no ability up to their mana cost, and then you give them up to an additional 5 strength. Okay, so let's say you have a Seasick Bouncers out. It's 6 for 20 already. That's massive. Nobody's taking that thing out. So then they hit it a little bit, you know? They take some damage off of it. Maybe now it's at 11 strength. You can use Awakening of the Will to give your Seasick Bouncers 11 strength and then Forgotten Souls for game. Or let's say you have a Flameless Lizards on baseline. You play that, they run a Gift Recruits into it, it's down to 10. Use Awakening of the Will, give it 10 strength, and then Forgotten Souls for game. This deck is insane because you can be getting kills as early as mana 6 or 7. 6, 7. Okay, no. But actually, this deck is super fun, super cool to play. And you know, we're not even going to go through the card by card, all right? These cards don't matter. You just need a bunch of cheap stuff that gets you up the field. The real meaty stuff is all those units with no ability you see on the back end. They're so much fun to play. This deck is so good, and it works even against players who are playing meta stuff. You know, we're beating Ironclad Rush. We're beating Swarm Rush. We're beating Chip. We're beating Control. We're beating everything because this is the best budget deck in Stormbound that you can be playing, all right? But don't just take my word for it. Let's get into the matches, and you'll see just how strong this thing is. Oh my goodness, there's actually no shot. We're in our very first match, and we are up against AD. AD, this guy, he needs to stop getting #1 in the world, because he already almost has 12 crowns, all right? He's starting off with the Westland Sailors, and we have a pretty good hand. Let's get Awakening the Will out. We want to see that later, and we're just going to advance up the field, okay? And absolutely pray that this man cannot take our stuff out. All right. So, I've seen him on... He's playing a lot of Swarm mid-range right now with Edric. That's his main feature. It's Swarm mid-range with those unblockable runners like Headless Hotheads, Tikas, and Draconic Roamers. And I think he's also on Dark Harvest. So, we do need to be careful about Erratic into Dark Harvest on mana 6, because that's a pretty good combo. He's taking a while to play. Okay, he brings out an Edric the Fierce, which he's going to use to try and block us up. You know what? I think we can just trade green prototypes, and we're going to jam Cabin Girls and Arachniglex to block. And then next turn, we'll get a Seasick Bouncers, and then we'll just Forgotten Souls for game. It's that easy. Yeah, so let's see what he has to play. I imagine he's going to be taking a while. He's kind of a slow guy. Which I don't blame him, you know. It's pretty difficult, you know, to play against good opponents. No, I'm just messing. AD, if you're watching this, we love you, bro. Okay, he's gonna... That Gift of Recruits was horrible. So his hand is not very great right now. I think if we play Seasick Bouncers, we just win the game. So I'm gonna play Seasick. Probably cycle Doppel. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of Doppel because we can use Excitomousers on defense if we need to. Let's see. He's going to go into another thinking spree. We could see Bucks out of him. We could see Zuri. Actually, I imagine that's what his hand is. His hand is either Bucks, Zuri, or Headless Hotheads. He probably has one of those. Tikas. You know what? That does save him for a turn. I think. Restless Goats. Wait. If he's taking 3 damage, he's just dead to Westwind and Forgotten Souls. So I think he messed up. Oh, and he didn't play Erratic Neglects on a spot that could save him. If he played it on D5, he could have been alive, but we're just going to run it for game. Very easy first match. That was crazy. This guy's #1 in the world, no shot. Let's just get right into the next one. Awesome. Looks like we found a match. We are up against Rodrigo, F55-6. Okay, opening hand. Not bad. We'll just cycle Excited, play Westwind. You know, Yeah, okay, seeing Awakening now isn't bad. I think we need to see either Flameless Lizards or Cabin Girls for me to like keeping this, okay? Most likely, we're just going to play Doppelbox into Gifted Recruits or Gifted Recruits into Doppelbox, whichever comes first. When he's on Frozen Core, actually, we need to take that out. If he had played Frozen Core on A5, all the way in front of our Westwind Sailors, we want to be able to take it out. But now we can just cycle Doppelbox, get our little kittens, and then get a Gifted Recruits. And the reason we're cycling Doppelbox is we want to find our big chunky bodies that we can use this Awakening well with. So let's see what he's got. Our opponent, Rhymelings. Okay. And Freebooters. Ooh, okay. This is a great opportunity. Our opponent is behind on a lot of value right now. So if we just jam a Flameless Lizards on the right-hand side. Oh my goodness. Especially with Forgotten Souls. Okay, we jam the Flameless Lizards. If they don't touch it, they're dead. Because we can just Awakening of the Will, give it 10 strength out of nowhere, and then Forgotten Souls. Yeah, so I imagine our opponent's going to try and set up something, like a Beards of Kroglith. Yep. And guess what? You're dead, buddy. That's what, turn 3? Turn 4? Just Awakening of the Will, Forgotten Souls, and good game. Alright, that is insane. Let's just hop right into the next match. Nice. Looks like we found our next match. We're up against Tanmy 0303. Okay. So they're going first, and we do not have the greatest hand for going second. Oh, they don't play anything? Oh, this is definitely control. Okay, so we're fine playing the Westwind now. We draw Flameless. Wait a minute. We can just go Flameless Lizards on 5, Seasick Bouncers on 6, and then Cabin Girls into Awakening of the Will on 7. And because our opponent didn't have a play turn 1, they're going to be forced to play defense. They're not going to have enough value on field to go aggressive. And also because they're going first, not only do they not have enough value on field, but they also have less mana than us. So going aggressive means they can get blown out. And I don't think they want to do that. So their Siege Breakers trades into our Westwind. That's fine. There's no way that they can take this Flameless Lizard out. Because it just has too big of a booty, you know? So what is our opponent going to play? Maybe they go slightly aggressive and then defend with something? Like, are we going to see our Rhymelings or... Oh, it's tough. Okay, there's the Rhymelings. And then something like maybe a Wretches, Westwind Sailors. Okay, but aggressive. Oh, big mistake, big mistake. We're just going to jam a Seasick Bouncers. Probably trigger Gifted because we're going to keep Excited Masters as defense. And then let's see. Hopefully here this position forces them to do something really bad, because the only cards that get enough value to stop lethal right here is something like Hunter's Vengeance, right? But then that takes out 2 of their own units. So they're essentially wasting their previous turn just to not be dead in this very moment, which would be crazy if we managed to force our opponent to do that. But other than that, they can also maybe freeze something with Frost Hexers. They could go Icicle Burst, but then they're still losing on value. Yeah, this is a tough one for them. Very tough position. Okay, the rope's coming out. Hunter's Vengeance, yep, it's coming in. Wiping out all their units just because they know they're going to face lethal next turn. That's crazy how we force them to do that. And then a Wild Saber Pause. Okay, running into base was not the choice, buddy. Oh, that's so sad. We could just base lock them here, but I'm going to see what we draw. So we could probably get rid of Excited Mousers. It's not like they're going aggressive. Yeah, they're not going aggressive at all. Yeah, let's just cycle that. Okay. Cabin Girls, Awakening the Will. And that's some big numbers. That's some big numbers. Wow. We have all of the units with no ability in our deck on the field right now, which is all the big ones at least, okay? The big important ones. Cabin Girls, Flameless Lizards, Seasick Bouncers. They're so massive, and they just give up. Because what can you do? What can you do? the best budget deck in Stormbound. We're running only commons and rares. Let's go. All right, we found a match. We are up against Rodrigo again. Okay, and he's still on that winter, so let's just gun him down. I had to reload, and I guess he didn't have a play on turn 1 again. This guy might want to start including some drops in his deck. Or no, was he the guy that didn't get anything on turn 1? I can't remember. I've just been playing so many matches. Oh, he's on Winter Edric, so this could be retired commanders. And you know what? Let's just completely ignore everything this man is doing. Flameless lizards on baseline. And then we do have the Awakening of the Will. So, you know, we could just go Seasick Bouncers into Awakening of the Will, Forgotten Souls. Or Seasick Bouncers into Excited Mousers. Yeah, we have some stuff up our sleeve. We could also just finish off our opponent next turn. Really anything at this point. Okay, he's going to gift recruits. Yep, he knows to hit that now. He's learned. Oh, wait. He's still facing lethal to Awakening of the Will and Forgotten Souls. So if we draw Forgotten Souls right here, we win the game. Okay, why did I not cycle? I'm actually an idiot. Because, okay, it was one card away, but if we had drawn it right there, we could have just won. We could have won the game on mana 6 again. But Void Surgers, and we still win. This deck is broken. You can't even stop it. This feels so illegal to play. Oh my goodness. Hey, well, good game again, Rodrigo. Awesome sauce. We found another match up against FenoFastFoot. This guy is really good. I should probably stop playing at some point, but we're getting through these matches so fast that it's not even worth it. You know, might as well keep going if you're winning, right? Opening hand, decent. You want Westwind Sailors over Excited Mousers, but in reality, it doesn't matter that much. And Chateau of Cardboard, get out of here. I hate that card because it completely counters this deck. So we're just going to have to go aggressive. Probably could cycle for Doppelbox, but it's not even that good. And that's scary, you know? Oh, okay, we're back to Westwind. We're back to Westwind. That's so good. Because now we can go green prototypes into Westwind, even if he clears 2 stuff. And yeah, he does, because of Vindictive Wretches. If he goes Saber Paws, okay, we're great. We're doing golden right now because he didn't go Saber Paws. If he did have that card in his hand, we probably would have lost right then and there. So we'll just green prototypes, probably on C3 going into C4. Westwind Sailors, take that out. Erratic, and then we want to see Forgotten Souls later, so we'll cycle it as last card instead of first. Because if you guys did not know, the later you cycle a card, the later it comes back. So we're going to want to play our whole hand and then cycle the Forgotten Souls. Yeah, it's a pretty decent situation. Oh, he's going aggressive. He's playing Boston's, that's why. Okay, so we're going to do something really crazy, which is just ignore everything he throws at us. We're going to jam the Seasick Bouncers, and now he's under the threat of us getting lethal. Okay? Yeah, he's under extreme threat of getting lethaled on, which is nice. So he's going to have to Hunter's Vengeance. Yep, there it is. There it is, which isn't that bad for him, but it does take out the Mercs. And here's where our strategy comes into play, because if he tries to bank units on the right, our Excited Mousers will actually make them attack each other guaranteed, which we can use to our advantage. So, oh wow, that was a good turn. Let's see. He is facing lethal right here if we get back to Forgotten Souls, but remember, we played it as we cycled it as last card in hand. So, we're definitely not getting back to it. So, let's just go aggressive. We'll get the big buff on, and now he has to play some more defense. Otherwise, he's facing lethal. So, he at least has to take out that 1 strength feline. And he could have confinement, actually. That would suck. That would suck, because he would get a lot of value off of that. So he has Boston's. Okay, he's playing his first card, which means no confinement, but he might have Tikas. Okay, he does have Tikas. Yep. I don't know why he didn't play Tikas first. That was probably a mistake. Okay, he hits the right unit. That's so bummy. And then, yep, he goes aggressive with that. But you know what? It's fine. We'll just get our Excited Mousers, and it'll take everything out. But we at least have to play 1 unit before. So, cycle Neglects. Hope to get Forgotten. We didn't draw it. which is fine. So yeah, we'll probably just go Saber Paws into West Wind into Excited Mousers. That seems like the correct play. That way we'll guarantee to confuse everything. His stuff takes out each other, and we're happy. We're happy. I think on the right-hand side, yeah, I don't want to pocket too many units over there. I don't know what crazy thing you could have. There's a Forgotten Soul, so one card too late. Maybe we shouldn't have cycled it like that, but I think it worked out for the best. Because it's a little bit safer of a play in case he actually manages to play some defense. So let's see. Yeah, now that our opponent lost all of their momentum, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he just conceded now. Because there's no way he's stopping lethal next turn. Okay, he gets the Quartermasters, grabbing Bossins. He's likely going to play Bossins. It'll cycle a card into a token. Aggressive. Hello, sir. Sir, you cannot defend. No. Yeah, he knows it's game. We both know. Alright, man, let's just get it over with. We'll play that for comedic effect. Forgotten Souls. And another game finished in under a couple minutes. That's crazy. Awesome. Looks like we found another match. We are up against Megan 505. 505 means SOS. So, Megan, if you need help, feel free to reach out, man. I'm here. Or Megan. That could be her, actually. Megan, if you need help, just reach out. I got you. Okay. Opening hand is not looking great, particularly because of the massive seasick bouncers currently sitting on the left-hand side of our hand. I want to get rid of that as soon as possible, so let's just cycle it. See if we draw anything better. Okay. Yeah, the Cabin Girls is pretty good. We'll play that. Hopefully, this is winter. I'm hoping it's not something like freeze or stall, because I hate those decks. But anything else should be fine. And it's freeze. That's cool. It's fine. I don't mind at all. Oh, they didn't play it in front of our Cabin Girls. That's a mistake. Because now we ignore everything. And there's no way they can get back to Blizzard Bombs in time to freeze our stuff. Especially since we cycled Forgotten Souls a turn early. Our cycle is 1 to 2 cards faster. We'll make it back sooner. So yeah. Broken Earth Drakes doesn't even affect dragons. That's nice. So no triggers for them. Okay, so even though they played that, we can just go Seasick Bouncers, a Booyah Kapooyah, and if we never take out his Broken Earth Drakes, I'm pretty sure we can just go full offensive and win. So that's going to be the plan. Oh, Confinement? No way. Okay, so right now I'm seeing 3 of the biggest counters ever to this deck, which is 4? We just saw a Blizzard Bombs, a Broken Earth Drakes, a Confinement, and a Chateau of Cardboard. If this guy does not win, we might just be playing the best deck ever. Because these 4 cards hard counter Unga Bunga Big Booty Rush. I'm kind of struggling with what to trade. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, that gives us another stall turn. So we can just go Westwind Sailors, and then we'll Excited Mousers up top. And then we gotta find a spot for this Erratic Legs. We definitely don't want to trigger his stuff. Oh, wait, actually, we can play this out. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. We get good confuses. The reason I'm playing on side is because I don't want my units to run into each other. And I want to save the stall for later, because maybe he'll jam a Salty Outcast in the corner, and then we can confuse everything and make him cry and rage quit. Also, we got some good triggers on the Chateau of Cardboard, because it didn't hit Flameless Lizards. If it hit that, we might be in a small bit of trouble, but we're not right now. Blessed with Brawl. Oh, yeah, that's why we save. That's why we save this Excited Mousers. All right, okay, the move isn't optimal. The movement isn't optimal for confusion, but it's fine. We'll trade Cabin Girls, because we're probably going to use the Doppelbox. Oh, we're definitely using these Doppelbox, yep. Yeah, so just, there's no way he's back to Blizzard Bombs, and we have to Excited Mousers. So we'll just do it like that. And now, there's no way he can hold on to this line for long enough. So we're just going to use Awakening of the Will and Forgotten Souls everything in. Okay, our opponent's thinking a lot. Quite a lot. quite a lot. They also have 8 mana, which is kind of awkward because they're playing a very expensive deck, so they might only be able to play 1 card. Okay, they got a Blizzard Bombs. And nothing else, yep. Just as predicted. So we have to... Yeah, we have to cycle the Dobble because they don't really do much. And then we'll just West Wind. We'll play the Cabin Girls on defense. It's fine. We can't go for Awakening the Water right now. We use it as a surprise factor. It's necessary. Trust me. Opponent could go Broken Earth Drakes, which would kind of nuke the whole field. But even if they do, we have so much left over because of the dragons. I think we still just win. So let's see if that's what they end up doing. We could also see Gift of the Wise come out. Considering they have been pretty expensive, they could be playing that. But not just Confinement. Okay. I'm imagining the Broken Earth Drakes is coming out right here. Yep, there it is. But guess what? It doesn't hurt dragons. Another reason why this is so crazy right now. So that's, let's see, 1, 2, that's 9. Plus the Feline is 10. Plus Green Prototypes is already game. But we'll just play everything. We'll get out the Awakening of Will for sauce. And we'll run everything in. Huge, huge overkill. Wow. We are running through these opponents. Awesome. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to call it after this match. But we found a game up against TruTata. We don't need Awakening the Will. We can just go Doppelbox. We get the 2 spawn. Nice. So 50-50 chance to get 1 strength token or a 2 strength, and we got the 2, which means it's now much harder for our opponent to clear us. And we get to play the Erratic. It looks like, okay, this is definitely heavy runners. So in these cases, I am fine trading with units. Not that it's preferable, but I will trade with units if I have to. So because we drew the Erratic back, I'm perfectly fine with trading. And we'll just play it right side. We don't want to risk any chance of it confusing and walking into our other Ragnarok's. Even though it's a small 10% chance, you know, over time, you're likely for it to happen. Okay. Blade Storm, but we have 1 Ragnarok survive. No need for Forgotten Souls. We'll just Cabin Girls and play Green Prototypes. Yeah. And then next turn, we can Flameless. I would have liked to see Flameless this turn. But, you know, yeah, seeing Gift Recruits, Green Prototypes, it's not that bad. Not that bad. Definitely prefer the chunky bodies, though. They're really what makes this deck tick. And our opponent had Hunter's Vengeance, so we do slightly get punished for not having the Flameless Lizards, because now this is able to be taken out, but they don't have the clear. They just have a Mertz. That's fine. The game's probably going to be ending before they can use that anyways. Okay, I think we can base lock here. Let's just base lock. And they just use their Blade Storm. They just use their Hunter's Vengeance. And next turn, we're probably going to have to play Cabin Girls into West Wind, or obviously the Seasick and Erratic that we just drew. Our opponent's very sad. Most people would probably concede here, so our opponent might do the same. Okay, they'll just pass turn. And honestly, I feel like keeping this hand as well. Like, I don't know if I should cycle anything. So we'll just play our big fat Seasick Bouncers. And we'll keep Flameless plus Awakening the Will for next turn. Because that's a big value play that can get us ahead of any deck out there. Especially this early in the game. So Crimson Sentry, that helps a bit. He got some good value out of that. But he's still at 5 base health. Anything is lethal now. And a Feral Shamans, but not on the Seasick Bouncers. That's very interesting. I think our opponent wants to go counter-offensive. So yeah, we're going to completely ignore that. We don't need to worry about it. And we'll just, buff up our stuff. So now, even if they have a Confuse card, it'll just create a pathway. And he's running that into base. My boy is very much not alive. And Terrific Slayers. Oh, he's not even going to use it on the Flameless Lizards. And he'll give up. Wow. Those were crazy. I hope everybody enjoyed today's video. It was definitely a blast to make. This deck really is the best budget deck in the game right now. I actually ended up getting #1 at it for a brief moment off recording, which was pretty nice. And yeah, you just ignore all of your opponent's units, go fully offensive, and really make sure to always keep those big units on field, because at any moment they can represent a lethal using Awakening the Will and Forgotten Souls. So just definitely a lot of fun to play, even takes out the best players in the world. And yeah, I will be uploading on hopefully a better schedule now. I've been working quite a bit and doing quite a lot of school, but my entrance to the military got delayed, so I'm gonna have a bit more time than I thought. Gonna be pumping out some videos for you guys. And also I've heard stirrings that great stuff is gonna be happening for the game of Stormbound as a whole. So that's gonna be super exciting to watch. I can't wait to show you guys all that new content. But anyways, I hope everybody has an absolutely wonderful day. God bless, and as always, stay safe. Bye.